This looks like a good setup. The market should go up. And then it turns into a straight loss trade. Everyone knows how it feels, but after this video you will avoid the mistakes that leads to this. What usually is done right when you enter a chart is to analyze the market from a straightforward perspective, simple and quick, just to see if this market respects the uptrend formations or the downtrend formations. Now, if we check the internal price action, we would see a formation of a higher high, but then formations of lower highs. So the internal trend looks to be reversing from an uptrend into a downtrend, but the external trend is still bullish, because traders see this move as just an upwards push that later gets followed with a downwards pullback. And now what they're expecting is a continuation towards a higher high. So if a beginner trader or someone that's not really so experienced sees what we mentioned, he is most likely going to look for somewhere to buy from and take the market higher, and probably he will do that from a mitigated support, just like this one. By mitigated support, we mean a support level that respected multiple times in a row. This type of support is low quality, because each time the price moves and rejects back from it, the chances of the support level breaking down increases. But this trader is not aware of this, and he buys the support, with placements of the stop loss that make sense, being below the support. However, this setup was very high risk and low quality since the beginning, so logical placements of the stop loss and take profit won't change much. And he gets stopped out of the position with a straight loss. Just so later the market regains bullish momentum, slowly and surely, which eventually moves into the take profit, but already too late since the trade has been already lost. Now the biggest problem most traders make here is that they don't even know, or if they know, they won't apply the simple characteristic of an uptrend. Since we already know from the first minute that this is an uptrend, on uptrends the market usually pulls back down into a demand level. So basically the next higher low that we see if we zoom out is usually ending right on a demand level, from where it rejects back to the upside, into breaking the past high. And basically the same thing happens over and over again, as long as the market is holding an uptrend. So if we apply this on the actual chart, we have this upwards push, then a pullback, and continuation to break the past high. This validates a demand on the last higher low, and we can see how it's exactly where the price is hit and rejected back to the upside. So the bounce doesn't happen from a low-quality support that has been hit multiple times, but usually it does happen from a higher quality demand level, but it's important that this zone has not filled many times in a row. So basically this demand is this one on the presentation chart. So that's how you actually avoid getting stopped out of trades that look good at the first sight, because if we would have simply used the demand level instead of the low-quality support, this trade would close as a nearly perfect winning trade. Now let's see here. On the S&P, as usual, the first and most important step is analyzing the external price action, just to have a clear first view of how this market is behaving in the long term. For example, here we see an external uptrend, because we have an upside push, followed with a downside pullback, and later we got another upside push, which eventually manages to break above the past swing or external high. Now we should also have a brief analysis of the internal price action, because there are two major types of traders. Those that are looking to swing trade this external uptrend, probably by using a demand level. But there are also scalpers and short-term traders that are looking for setups inside this level, inside here, and here. So we start by having an internal downtrend formation, basically lower highs and lower lows, and then the market eventually breaks above the past internal high, which sets in an internal break, from a downtrend into an internal uptrend. So essentially, this is how this price action has moved, a downtrend, which later gets broken into a higher high formation. This shifting the trend, so we're now expecting a higher low, then continuation into a higher high, and this to keep holding since we're in an uptrend now. And that translated into the chart is exactly like you've seen on the presentation. Because here is the important part, because here is where the internal trend aligns together with the external trend, basically both moving to the upside. And when the internal trend breaks above the past internal high, we validate an internal demand that already got filled right here, and it actually worked already with a simple logical placement of the stop loss being below the demand, and take profit above the recently formed internal high, or for the more risk-seeking traders, it can also be placed above the past swing external high. Now this already happened, so we won't focus too much on this because we want to frontward test a live setup. So the continuation after filling the demand is clearly a significant push to the upside, with a lot of bullish candles one after another, having a small pullback shortly after, then again continuation for a new local high. And now we're starting to see some bearish pressure, because after it pulled back down, it failed to continue into a new high, and instead it formed a lower high, followed with a lower low, and again, lower high with a lower low. So we went from having higher lows to now having formed lower lows. Now the scalpers and short-term traders, they are using the internal trend to sell short from supply zones and resistance levels. For example, this being the first one here, which worked well. Then once again a similar setup planning, identifying an internal supply, and selling down from the supply. And they eventually get stopped out of the trade with a loss. If we analyze that we've got internal breaks here, then here, and then the market broke the last internal high with a massive upwards push, which in the first place liquidated this position with a loss, and in the second place, it broke above the swing high. So these traders are now bullish biased. And if you're bullish biased, you're probably looking for a demand near the past internal low, so you can follow the market to form a higher high. So this uptrend keeps holding on. The big mistake was ignoring the external demand, which is this one. Because remember, the external trend will always deliver higher quality setups, and is much more accurate than the internal trend. And if you're not sure about what is the external trend, you should always zoom out as much as possible so it becomes easier to see. For example, here we have this downside push. Pull back to the upside, downside push once again, and again upside pullback, and so on. But here the market pulled back higher than the previous pullback, which sets in a higher low, followed with a higher high, which is basically the price action that we've analyzed at the very beginning. So on the external trend, we were initially on a downtrend, which was then reversed into an uptrend. So at this point, on the last price action, we're currently in an external uptrend. On external uptrends, we look for external demands, and external demands are found at the external higher lows. The external higher low is at this level, so basically this demand is internal, but also external because it is the lowest level of the pullback. So this demand can be used by both scalpers and also swing traders. But most traders, and especially those that are not aware of the external trend as well, they're looking for an internal demand which should be here. And the planning of the setup, meaning the logical placements of the stop loss and take profit, makes sense. But the problem is that by buying long in this market at this current level from this internal demand, you're basically trading against the trend. The internal trend is preparing to be bearish, since the market looks like it's beginning to enter into a bearish movement. However, this bearish movement is nothing but just an external pullback. So what happens? Let's see. Exactly. The market moves into the external demand with this pullback. But this is already too late since the internal traders got stopped out from this buy position. They got stopped out 2 times in a row, just because they were ignoring the external trend, and they didn't actually cared about the structure priority. So by that we mean that higher time frame, or external entry zones, are higher quality than internal entry zones. And it's only now, after the market took their liquidity, now we can use their liquidity to enter buy position from this demand, which is a higher quality one, with the exact same logic of placements for the stop loss. And here for the take profit, since this is an external demand. We can also look to target the external swing levels. And since this is a buy position, we're looking to close near the highs. And right after filling the demand, a massive bullish pressure kicks in, with very large bullish candles that close this on a winning position. On the gold market, we have this large sequence of very bullish candles. This sequence leaves an imbalance between this level and this level. This entire zone is the imbalance area. And if you don't know what our imbalance is, let's do a quick recap, but only for the bullish imbalance since that is what we're seeing on the chart. So when there is a sequence of large bullish candles that break the past high, usually the market doesn't have enough strength to pull back into the demand, but it often does pull back into an imbalance. The imbalance is a level that is taken from the upper wick of this candle, which is the candle previous to the large one, to the lower wick of this candle, which is the lower wick of the candle next to the large one. And this entire zone is called a bullish imbalance. If you're a longtime viewer of this channel, you probably know what they are, but we did a quick recap for the newcomers. So the point is that if the trend is bullish, we are expecting the previous low to not break and to basically form a higher low, so a bounce to the upside before hitting the previous low. This bounce usually happens right after filling the imbalance, but I say it again. Keep in mind that we're going to use the imbalance only when there are few candles that are on a sequence, so one after another. which are also very large compared to the other candles on the chart. If this criteria is not met, we don't use the imbalance, and instead we identify the demand, of course in case where the market is an uptrend. So now that we know the external trend is bullish, it helps to also have a view of the internal trend, which seems to be in a downtrend, since it forms lower highs, and it forms lower lows. So by default, these traders that are only aware of the internal trend will look for supply zones to sell from. For example, this one might be the first supply that formed here, and by planning the setup, we can see that this turned into a win. And they're looking to do the same thing again and again. So another supply forms, having the same logic behind the sell position, and also turns into a winning trade. But they're doing this over and over again on each pullback. So for example, this is the last supply that we can see. So once again, the same planning of the setup, which by the way, it filled right here already. So this position is basically already opened. And now we have patience. Now here it happens something interesting if you pay close attention to the price action. We've had this upwards push, then pullback, and another upwards push. This last move breaks above the past high, and then it pulls back higher than the previous low. So in other words, it formed higher highs and higher lows. But this on the internal trend, not on the external. So what these traders are probably looking for is a demand near the internal lows. Now here we see that the next pullback did not fill this demand, and it actually ended a little bit above. So this demand invalidates, but a new one validates above, on the new higher low. And we can see that the price is sitting exactly right on the demand right now. So having the same logical placement of the take profit and stop loss targets, with a buy position since it's a demand. And these traders get stopped out. But now we also see a small upside movement. And this move would have actually closed the last position on a win. So basically, it stopped them out, and then it moved into the take profit. This is one of the most frustrating things that can happen. But that's not all, because this push to the upside also closed this trade on a loss. So basically both of these internal traders have been stopped out, mainly because they were not patient enough to just wait for the higher quality setup, and they traded internally whatever they saw, basically to just open random trades. But that's exactly what we should not be doing. So these traders might see here another demand, for example, and they plan the setup with a buy position, stop loss below the demand, and take profit above the past internal high. This actually being a great setup, a trade that closed on a win pretty fast, and now it's looking like the market wants to pull back. So again, these traders do the same thing over and over again. They see an internal demand, therefore they buy this demand with a long position. But this one ended up very bad, because exactly right after hitting the entry, the market pushed down very aggressively, obviously stopping them out with a big loss. But if you pay close attention, this aggressive push is just the move that filled the imbalance. So in other words, this is just a pullback of the external trend. And if we zoom into the last candles, we can see how a bounce is starting to happen. To validate this bounce into an actual uptrending price action, we would want the market to close above the previous bearish candle. So that's where I will place the buy position on, just in case that if the market doesn't move there and continues down, at least the position won't get filled. And as an exit level, because this imbalance is an external structure, we can also look for an external or swing level for the take profit. This is the highest one we can get in here, which also delivers a high enough risk-reward ratio, a great balance of not too high but also not too small of a ratio. And this was a beautiful setup. Literally right after the bounce from the imbalance, the price just moved to the upside with this very large candle, from where the market now follows a pullback, as expected, because it's normal for a pullback to happen, especially after such a large move. Also, remember that this is a sequence of large bullish candles, so pretty much this leaves an imbalance once again, which is taken from here to here, and the same story repeats, with an internal pullback that should move into the imbalance, just to reject to the upside into forming the higher high. And let's see if that happens. Look, the imbalance got filled. Now we got an instant reaction to the upside, just like before. And exactly like I mentioned before, the market moves into a higher high after filling the imbalance. Don't be surprised if your trading will improve after this video, because I've seen most traders make the mistakes I've shown today. However, this alone won't just turn you from unprofitable to profitable. It takes much more. But I've shortened the time and knowledge you need to get there with the materials linked in the description, so make sure to take a look and see you on the next video.